We're gonna get started in a little bit. All right, go ahead. All right, so Salagi. Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thumb. Shalom Yahweh Shema Allah Thumb by Shem Yahshua to all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. This is the ISUPK, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, right? Under Command Jerry Hanna. All right. Also, reminder that we're gonna have Jeremiah Hyman in over here in Arizona. Give that a hand. All right. This Thursday, right? We'll have Jeremiah Hyman, teaching class on at 7, right? Do we have the information? It's not on there, right? Yeah. We'll put up the address, right? Also, too, we'll have events, with the brothers when they touch down. We'll have events, right? Friday we'll be holding camp on first Friday. If anybody in Arizona, right? For those that don't know what first Friday is, in Arizona we have this thing where in the first Friday of every month, you'll have people outside, right, on like a strip, right? It'll be like a little strip, and it's full of music, art. It's just people bringing out their talents. But in the middle of all that, you'll see Christians too trying to, you'll see Christians trying to say, what's that one thing that they always say? Repent, right? Repent and all this, nonsense. In the middle of that, you'll see also ISUPK, right? We'll be out there, holding camp. All right. So with that, we're gonna get started. Right. So first, Kabbalah, if you could pull John 13 and 34, right? It's very important that you understand that, because we get a lot of flags for that, right? We get a lot of flags on our pages for saying what we say, right? For showing love to our people, right? While everybody else can be selfish, right? And show love to their own, right? You see you have a Chinatown in every major city, but where's Black Wall Street at, right? Burned to ashes, burned to the ground, right? Where are my people at? In cages, right? Where are the Arabs that came, from across the sea? Where they at, right? So it's like, they here and they flew them here, right? So it's like we cross a desert full of crosses, full of crosses, meaning, a lot of brothers that were buried, right? And it's like we get here and we don't expect, this. We don't expect to we didn't expect to be treated like this when we get here, right? We thought we were just gonna come in here and just work and work hard and be thanked, right? Mexicans come over here, we think that because of how hard we work and how we're just pushing forward, we think that we're gonna be looked at as basically acknowledged for our hard work,
right?
right? But Mexicans don't get the recognition that they should, right? And when I came into the ISUPK, I understood that, this is the only place that does recognize the so-called Mexicans, does recognize the so-called Native Americans, right? And also does recognize the so-called black man, right? And in here we recognize the poor of Israel, right? While your Joel Osteen, and all your mega churches, they recognize, they go out of their way, to go search out for, you know, new members to fill their pockets, or not even them, right? Also, all these fake Israelites like IUIC, show love to all the other nations, right? Who do we show love to? Our people, right? We show love to God's chosen people. That's right. The children of Israel, right? Who are God's chosen people, right? Go ahead, Kabbalah, whenever you got that.
This is the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another.
So, like, if I could, right? If I could, it's like, first of all, Christians don't even keep no commandments. So, what makes you think they'll keep this new commandment? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they don't keep no commandments. So, what makes you believe that they'll keep this commandment? Right? Read on.
As I have loved you.
As I have what?
Loved you.
Right. Read that from the top.
And a new commandment I give unto you.
Keep going.
That ye love one another.
That ye what?
Love one another.
That ye love one another. Right? If Christians say that the law is done away with, what do they say about this new commandment, right? Since they don't keep any, right? Go ahead.
As I have loved you.
As I have loved you. Keep going.
That ye also love one another.
That ye love one another. Keep going.
By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
Right. Y'all seen that video, right? That video of that one pastor that got sucker punched, right? In the middle of a preaching, someone in the front row got snuck, and then they started fighting. Is that love? Is that love? Hell no, that's not love. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that is not love, right? Now, let me ask you this. Is not telling you the truth, right? So, like, is telling you the truth, is that love? Go ahead. Khan, that is love, right? No matter how hard or how heavy the truth is, right? Because us, we say, that was heavy, right? You know how heavy that truth is? It's still it's really showing you love, right? It's really showing you love, right? But there are a few of us out there, right? A few of our people out there that trade our love for selfishness. They trade our love for selfishness and for the love of of the other nations, right? That's why we get flagged on all these pages, right? That's why we get looked down on. That's why we get, we get called what? A cult, right? But never your Christian church, right? Never your Catholic church molesting all those children and trying to hide the priest in there, right? Hide them by moving them, by relocating them in different areas. I believe there was an article, right? If y'all remember, there was an article a while back on how these priests are getting out of hand, not knowing where to relocate them because of how many times they have, molested children around that state, that they just run out of locations to move them to. I don't know if you guys ever remember that. It came out, right? It was an article. I forget what, right? But it was a while back. And it's just like, I was looking at that. I was like, Like, Salakia. Where is the love? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the love, the peace, the so much, that they talk about, right? But they never get flagged. They never get looked down. They never get like they don't put a close enough, attention. They don't pay close enough attention to these, to those cult, right? But the ISUPK is built on brotherhood. That's what the ISUPK is built on real, genuine brotherhood, right? Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, right? Like, this is my blood, my carnal, right? This is the brother I have more stories in comparison with this brother than with another nation that I don't know nothing about. Like, you think a white man can understand what it feels like to walk in a neighborhood that's not theirs? And what I mean by that is, like, they don't understand what it means. Like, I remember watching this one video, right? Where these it was a little two little sisters, right? That were riding their bikes, right? The one of the sisters was crying because of how much racism was being thrown at them, right? And it was a group of white kids, right? And these white kids were telling them to get out of here, you nigger, get out of here. We don't want you here, right? And throwing them rocks and whatnot, right? And the kids were crying, and someone was like, recording this, and they were asking them what was going on, right? And the kids were like, we weren't doing nothing. We were just riding our bikes, going through the streets, right? And we don't do nothing. But when they come to our neighborhoods, we don't treat them like this. We never treat them like this. We don't throw rocks at them. We don't do nothing to them. We don't even touch them, right? But we go into their neighborhoods and look at what they do to them. And her other sister was angry, like, which she should be. She was very angry at what they were doing to her sister. And that's the treatment that they show us, right? We can't even walk in their neighborhoods, but they could walk safely in our neighborhoods. As a matter of fact, they could go into our neighborhoods and buy all the houses and raise the rent up so high where they will force you to move out.
Right.
What's that called? Who can tell me? Go ahead.
That's gentrification.
Gentrification, right? That's racist. That's how racism works for them.
Right.
Right? But blacks and Hispanics, we can't even be racist because we're too poor. We can't even be racist. The ISUPK cannot be racist, of course. We cannot be racist because we are too poor to even. All we can do is be prejudiced, right? But lo and behold, we will one day, with the help of the Most High, we will have that power,
right,
to be racist and show you double what you have given unto us. Because you show us every day that there is no love coming together with you guys, right? There's no way that we can come together, there's no way you can seal a wound, without seeing what you have done to it, right? Every like, America will always and forever open up that wound. Look at Freddie Gray, look at George Floyd, look at Emmett Till. Like, look at all these stories from way back and to up to today and what they have done to us. And tell me, where's the love? Right? Where's the love? Where, like, we cannot get along. We cannot get along. And it's the sense that we will never come together with a nation that does not love us. First of all, we should never even come together, right? We should never come together because they will show you different, man. They would what are they called? The deceiver, the most subtle beast of the field.
right.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
They will show you that they will show you that they might love you, right? They might sit down right next to you, right? They might sit down next to you and you might pray for him, right? But he will go back out of that door, come in with an AR-15 and shoot everybody in there. Go into jail and then run a whole white supremacist group in there. Be protected in there, right? Like I don't understand I don't know how to make you understand, right? Like what has to happen to our people to understand that, you know, these other nations don't love you, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and this, what I'm telling you is real love, right? Real love, sis, right? Because there's no love outside of these doors. In the ISUPK, we'll show you real love. And not only that, but we'll protect our own. And telling you the truth, that's how you protect your people, right? But deceiving them and robbing them, right? Robbing from them, that shows no love. And the Christian church, over and over again, they will show you that that they can't even keep a new commandment, right? They can't even keep the, you know, the first commandments, right? Let alone a new commandment from Christ.
Right.
You call yourself a Christian, why can't you keep this commandment? Right? You call yourself a Christian, why can't you love one another? Why can't you separate yourself from the other nations? Right? Give me 1 John 2 and 3. Right? 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. All right. Go ahead, whenever you got it.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
Right.
If we keep his commandments.
If we what?
Keep his commandments.
Keep going.
He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
Is that what?
A liar.
So what do you say about the ISUPK? Are we liars up in here? What do you say about here? Right? Do we hate one another? Is that what we show? Right? Because we invite all blacks and Hispanics to our cookouts, right? But because, you know, you hate what we say, right? You don't want us, what? You have to flag every page, right? You have to call us what? You have to throw bottles at us. So like what did that one brother do? He threw a pizza across from the street and a slushie, right? He threw a slushie and a pizza across because we were talking because we were telling him we were actually telling him before we told him to separate, we tell him that he was better than the other nations. Like that's the thing. I don't think our brothers know how much we show love to them, man. We tell you that you better than these other nations, and you prove what the white man says, right? It's like let me hold, right? You sell yourself short, man, right? You sell yourself so short that you don't even want to rule this earth, right?
Right.
You'll rather have the white man rule over you. You'll rather have the oppressor ruling over you, right? To the point where it's like you have to fight us of your inheritance. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you fight what's rightfully yours? This earth is rightfully yours, and you do not want it. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why. Go ahead.
Salaki, and I remember that day clear as day, right? What we were saying to the brother was, we weren't even talking to him. We was talking to him, but we wasn't talking directly to him. We was talking to our people. And we was saying that our people have been beat down so bad by our oppressor that they don't want the one gift that the Lord has for them, which is to be special and holy and above all the other nations. Like they don't even want to be above all other nations. And it made the brother so angry that you know what I'm saying that
Right.
he had
And,
ill will towards us.
and
Right.
come to find out, when you told him about separating with the other nations, he got close enough to a white girl. He got close enough to a white girl where it's like, don't offend my girl, right? It's like you can't offend it because, and that's the problem, man. It's because you lust after the white man and what he has, right? You won't you won't do the work that needs to be done under this earth in order to get your inheritance back, man.
Right.
It's a covenant, man, right? It's a covenant. You have to hold up your end of the deal, just like the Most High is holding up his end, right? And the Most High won't take that away from you, man, right? But you gotta prove yourself worthy enough, right? But like I said, many are called, but few are chosen, man. This work that needs to be done is like only certain brothers will come in here. I mean, look how young these brothers are that come in here, man. These brothers left the world that they could have enjoyed, right? To come and serve the Most High. That shows a lot about these brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like when you young, all you think about is partying, drugs, and women. That's all really that goes through your mind. Ditching school just to go get high. What else? Trying to go to a kickback and whatnot, right? Trying to just chill. Slack. That's all it really is. Slack, right? But when you come into the ISUPK, there's no slacking in here. You cannot slack in here. There's gonna be work. There's work to be done. There's a lot to be pushed in here, man. And there's potential in every one of these brothers in here, right? And we see that, and we show, and we test you, and all that test is all that pressure, all that weight is either gonna what? Either gonna build you into the man that you are, into the man that you're supposed to be, or it's gonna push you out, because you don't want to. You're too focused in the vain things that are in the world. You're too focused on outside of of your vision, outside of outside of what the Most High wants from you. You want what the world wants, right? Give me First John chapter 2 verse 15.
It's the book of First John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Right, love not the world, right? So when we say stop being a homosexual, is that hate? Is that hate? When we say stop being a drug addict, is that hate? America wants you to what? America wants you to get high off those blues, right? They call it blues. You hear, in every look over here in every single QT, there's always someone out, a brother out trying to beg for some money, right? And once you give him that money, it's like he goes into the bathroom and it stings. I don't know if you ever gone into a QT on 27th Ave. It just stings. Like the brothers are just sleeping in there or smoking. I went to a Jack in the Box. I ate. Man, it's like that. It really got me so mad. I almost wanted to run out and catch the brother, but he got out too quick. I went as soon as he came out. I had to use the restroom. I went in, and it was so smoky in there, and it just smelled like burnt oil, like tar, like burnt popcorn. Like it just stunk so much. I almost threw up. I couldn't even go in. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold it because it's disgusting. But you want to love that? That's what you want to love. You want to love something that is destroying you. Go ahead.
So, like, if I could, that just shows you how selfish somebody like that is. Because imagine you maybe walking in with your son or with your daughter into the bathroom because your child has to use the restroom. You're gonna get high walking into that restroom. All of the that heroin that they smoking in there. Like you
Right.
said, it was smoky in there, but they don't care about a child walking into that bathroom and getting destroyed. They don't care about that. They just care about getting high. Right.
Man, I almost threw up like twice. I was like, oh my God. Imagine eating and smelling that. That is horrible. It is like horrible. And I don't know what, it's just a demon. That's all I can say. It's a demon. It's a demon that you just gotta fight out. And if you weak enough, it will take over you. Right? If you don't hate a certain, it's like if you don't have hate for that, then that demon will take over you. Right? That's why it's very important that you love the most high and hate everything else, man. Hate, drug addiction, right? Hate weed. I it's crazy how even the gas stations are selling weed. You seen that? Where it's like these little carts, right? It's crazy. It's just crazy. Like it's just certain things that you just gotta hate to love the Most High, right? Keep going, Budmouth.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Read that again from the top.
Love not the world,
Love not the world. Go ahead.
neither the things that are in the world.
Right.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Right. The love of the Father is not in him. You gotta love what the Most High loves and hate what He hates. Like, wouldn't that be right? Hate what the Most High hates. If the Most High hates homosexuality, it's like the LGBTQ community, right? It's like you gonna hate that. You're not gonna want that around your family. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna want that around you, right? If the Most High hates thieves, liars, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna want to have nothing of that around you, right? Give me. Is there any more on that?
Sir.
Give me Matthew's. Give me Matthew's 4:4. Or hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, pull that real quick.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Read above that.
Verse 3. And when the tempter came to him, he said,
When the what?
The tempter.
Go ahead.
Came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God.
So, like, can I hear him? Is it loud enough? Okay. Go ahead. Keep going.
Command that these stones be made bread.
Right. Command to these stones be bread. Right. Yahushai, right? Our King, Yahushai, right? Known as Christ, was being tempted, right? To break his what? His fast, right? He went to the wilderness, right? He went up to fast for what? For how many days? Go ahead.
For 40 days.
40 days, right? And 40 nights, right? And he was being tempted to break his fast, right? Now, right? Christ fasting for what? For 40 days, man. And you can't even get you can't get away from that weed for one day. You weak, right? Read that again, or it's like keep going.
Verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Right. What did he mean when he said that? Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Hold on. I'll let Kabata Mouth answer, but give him a second. You got it?
Concert.
Go ahead.
The scriptures say that thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power, and Christ is giving a reference here, saying that to tell these damn stones to be made bread instead of just going and get bread.
Khan, that you think about the next verse, Khan. I would say yes for the next what he's about to be tempted of, but for this, what is it? What is this talking about?
Slide, sir. I don't know, sir.
Khan, go ahead, Prod.
Okay, well, when it says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. That's talking about, basically, this is Christ saying that he's not going to break his fast. His fast was to the most high. He doesn't need that food. He doesn't need bread. He needs to serve his God.
Right. Like Christ could have ate, right? Go ahead.
Trooper Razan said to not only live by food, but also the word.
Right, Khan. Right, that's Khan. That's I'll take that. Right. Don't live by bread. Right. Don't live by food. Right. Don't live by what? What does the world live by? Go ahead.
What their flesh wants.
What their flesh wants. Right. Meaning what?
In relation to this?
Khan.
What the bread? That would be the bread.
Khan, but it's a word. It's one word. Right? If you love the world, what do you love? Go ahead.
Like yourself.
Khan, selfish. Khan. All right. But what is it that what does food give you? Pleasure, right? Food gives you pleasure, right? That's what you don't want to live, right? That's what the tempter, right? Or Satan, right, was tempting Christ with, right? With pleasure, right? Because it hurts, right? Have you ever felt like you can't even like have you ever fasted, right? You fasted and it's like, okay, seconds go by and it's like, okay, it's whatever, right? But imagine the day, like you're familiar with the Day of Atonement, right? So like not drinking water and not drinking it's like not eating and still doing what you're supposed to be doing and looking strong, firm, and everything, right? And then out of nowhere, it just hits you. It's like, damn. It's like my lips are getting dry. It's like I'm starting to get a small headache. It's like you checking the time. Now you getting tempted, right? You checking the time. You getting tempted. It's like how long we still have till sundown. You check the time that the sun goes down. It's like you really trying to avoid the fast just so you can end this pain, right? It's like you can't go through pain to show the Most High love. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't take away that pleasure, right? To love the Most High, to love your brothers, to love your sister, right? You have to what? You have to eat. You have to what? You have to drink. You have to eat. What can you live by besides water? Besides food? What can you live by? Go ahead.
Christ said it himself. He said the living waters.
Right, the living waters, right? You shall not thirst anymore, right? By living waters, right? Being corrected, right? Being told what not to do, being told what to do, right? Give the brother guidance. Give your people the truth, right? Even if it hurts them, right? Even if it hurts, they're gonna feel pain, right? Pain is sometimes good for the body, right? It's good for the body, right? It'll heal up, but it's good for you, right? It is good for you because it will teach you. It will teach you to get stronger. It will teach you something, man. It will teach you how to get stronger. It will teach you what? Who can think? What I'm thinking of, right? The that one word. It will teach you what? Christ is going through it, right? And every brother that comes in here will learn of it, right? It will teach you what? All that pain will teach you what? Going through your tests, going through your trials, denying certain things will teach you what? Go ahead.
Discipline.
Discipline, right? Give that a hand, right? It will teach you discipline, man. And that's what some brothers in the that's what every brother in the world needs to learn how to have, man. Discipline, man. Because you don't have discipline when you wake up and all you think about is getting high. When you wake up, or it's like, or when you go to sleep, or it's like when you eat. When you eat, you have to get high just so you can feel pleasure from eating, from love, from just enjoying your food. Like enjoying you ever heard? It's like who remembers that movie How High, right? You watch it sober, it is dumb as hell. I never even watched it high when I was in the world, right? But watching it sober, it was ridiculous. It was like dumb. It was like, what's the point of this? And I remember someone telling me it's because you got to get high to watch this. Or it's like, you ever hear certain movies you have to get high for. You ever heard that? It's like certain movies you just have to get high. You know, certain experiences in life you just have to get high for, right? Certain things that you just have to take a pill for. It's like you have to. You mean to tell me you have to do this? There's no other way. You just have to do this because what? You want to feel pleasure? Because you want to feel pleasure. And the Christian church, that's all they will teach you, is that you need to feel pleasure. You need to feel what? You need to feel what? You need to feel blessed. Right? You need to feel like that new job, promotion, that's a blessing from the Most High. If you think that's a blessing from the Most High, you a slave. You a slave and you destroyed. A new promotion, some in regards to the world. I remember, being in the world and brothers coming around, the little group, the little circle, and finding weed or finding a $20 bill for some weed. They thought that was a blessing. You remember that movie Friday? It's like, oh, this comes from the Most High. It comes from God. He made this. And it's like they think that weed is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? They think that weed, because weed is it gets you high and it makes you forget about your problems. It's a good thing. You need to go through pain. You need to have some discipline.
Right.
You need to hate certain things. You need to learn how to have. You need to learn how to love what the Most High loves and hate what He hates. I mean, look at Job, man. Look at what Job went through. Lost everything, even his own wife, and not even in the midst of all that, he didn't curse the Most High with his mouth, right? With his words. He didn't say what most people will fall under pressure when it comes to their women and say what their woman wants them to say. As a matter of fact, some of you out there do what your woman wants you to do. Leave the truth. They show you to love, to love her more than love the Most High. Hate the truth and love her more, right? Some of you are gonna have to choose, right? Some of you guys are gonna have to choose whether to love your kids and your family or love the Most High. And that's a test, that every brother goes through, right? If you have a family, right? If you come in here with a family, and especially if you have a rib that's not with the truth, right? A rib that's that's not that's so tied down to the world, so tied down with the pleasures of being in the world, having birthdays, having Christmas, having New Year's, being with the family, all that. That's that's good, but that's not gonna get you. That's not gonna get that's not gonna get your inheritance back, man. That's not gonna show that you love the Most High, right? And if you love the Most High will be with you, no matter what, right? The Most High is gonna be what? An enemy unto your enemies, right? And He's gonna be on your side. He's not gonna be with your enemy. Why? Because you are doing what the Most High wants. You are doing what the Most High loves, which is being righteous. Right? Give me Proverbs 3 and 11.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 11. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth.
Right. For whom the Lord loveth, he corrects. Right. Most High is going to correct you, man. Right. So when we out in the streets, we're not speaking our words, right? We're speaking the Most High's word, right? What we do in these streets, we don't do it for our benefit, right? We do this for the Most High to save His people, save God's children, right? His flock, right? If we don't do it, who will, right? If we don't go out and say what most people are afraid to say, who will? You understand what I'm saying? How many times have we gone out into the streets and said, that that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, said that God's chosen people are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that we need to separate ourselves. And brothers come and say, man, what you guys are preaching is heavy, it's true, but not a lot of people are gonna like it. Not a lot of people are it's true, but it's a little too, it's a little too harsh, right? Waka Flocka, as a matter of fact, Waka Flocka went up to to the camp and said, you guys are too rough. Too rough. What you mean by that? When what are you saying in your raps if we're too rough? Go ahead, come on, Prague.
Slocky, sir. He said the exact words that he used. He said, "You guys are too militant."
Militant. That's the perfect word, right? That's exactly what he said. Militant, right? You guys are too militant. I mean, come on. I mean, when you got Captain Salakia,
Captain Kapash.
Captain Kapash, right by your side. I mean, how can you not look militant? You know what I'm saying? When you got the ISUPK, when you got Commander Jerry and Hunter teaching these men, how can you not be militant?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you have Commander Jerry and Hunter teaching and raising up these men, how can you not be militant? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be militant. You have to be organized. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like the what? Who can guess? You're gonna end up like the Black Panther, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna end up like the Black Panther. You're gonna end up like you're gonna end up like every organization, the Brown Berets. You're gonna end up like every organization that failed at their job, which is to protect and serve their own people. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're always gonna bring another nation into their organization. To what? To spread love. To spread love. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Khan, go ahead. Spread all that love, as much as love as you can, right? I don't hear nothing from the NFK or NF some. What's it called?
NFAC.
NFAC, right? I don't hear nothing about them. How long were they up for? For a month? A week? Maybe two, 3. You know what I'm saying? Maybe after that one brother got shot himself. Or after that one brother that got dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? Which shows you not organized, right? Talking about how you gonna take over, certain states, right? But you come together with all your guns and whatnot and don't do nothing, right? First of all, we understand in here that vengeance is not ours; it's of the Most High.
That's right.
In here, we don't take actions. We don't react off of emotions in here. That's the first thing we do. Most definitely we do not do. Everything has order, right? And when you see a organization like that, where brothers are passing out of dehydration, are shooting themselves in the foot or shooting themselves, right, by accident, it just shows that you are not organized. When you let an Asian come into your organization, right, that works with the feds and supplies you with guns, it just shows you're not organized, right? When you hate one another, when you fighting in front of going live on your at your church, it just shows that you don't love one another. It shows that you are not organized, right? It just shows that you have no order. You don't have no discipline, and you don't love one another. How can you love one another with no discipline? You couldn't wait to talk to the brother. You couldn't go to him and him alone. Nah, you had to sucker punch him in the middle of your pastor preaching love to everyone. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not organized. You're not organized. So really, who should we follow? The Christian church or you? Give me Jeremiah 12 and 10. Right? Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 10.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 10. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard.
Have what?
Destroyed my vineyard.
Many what?
Pastors.
Pastors have destroyed my vineyard. Right? Keep going.
They have trodden my portion underfoot.
Right? My portion. What is the Most High's portion? What is the Most High's portion? Go ahead.
Of the children of Israel.
Children of Israel, right? Give me Leviticus 20 and 26. Go ahead whenever you got it. Right.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have served you.
And have what?
And have severed you from other people.
And have what?
Severed you from other people.
Right.
That ye should be mine.
That ye should be mine, right? God's people, right? Ye shall be holy, right? Who's that talking about? Right? It's talking about Israel, right? It's talking about Israel being severed from other people, right? Being other nations, right? Give me Deuteronomy 29 and 13.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 13. That he may establish thee today for a people unto himself.
A what?
A people unto himself.
Keep going.
And that he may be unto thee a God, as he hath said unto thee, and as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.
Right, and to Jacob, right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? That's who the Most High is for, right? So when the Most High shows love, who does he show love to? Jacob, or does he show to Esau as well? Right? Who did he show love to? Right? He shows love to what? Esau or to Jacob? Go ahead.
Only to Jacob.
Only to Jacob, right? As it is written, right? Where is it written? In the Old Testament. Right? As it is written. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Right? Romans 9 and 13. Right? Y'all should love this scripture, man. Y'all should love this scripture. You know, this is like, come on, man. Like once I heard that, I was like, wait, what? Most I hates? I never heard of hate from a God, right? While every God, right, in the world loves everyone, this God hates the nation, right? Esau, right? Which is the father of the so-called white man, right? Your oppressor, right? That's who the Most High hates, right? Look it up. Actually, pull it up, right? Romans 9:13, right? Like how can a God hate, right? How can a God hate while Islam, Hindu, the Buddha, right? All these gods love everyone, are so full of peace and love, right? So they say. So they say, right? But really, do they show love to everyone? I mean, you tell me, right? You tell me, does white supremacy love everyone? Right? Oh, Salaki, I didn't mean to say white supremacy. I meant to say Christian, right? The Christian church. Does the Christian church love everybody? Right? If they love everyone, right? If they love everyone, right? Why didn't they protect their members when Dylan Ruth came into their congregation?
Right.
Right? If they loved everyone, they should have loved their own. Right? They should have protected their children, protected their women, protected their men. They should have protected their people, right? They do not love everyone, man. You can't serve two masters because either you will love the one and hate the other. You can't love, you know, you can't love your own people and love the oppressor, right? You can't love that. You can't love both, man, because you will become a traitor to your own people. You will be forced to become a traitor, right? You will be forced to become a traitor. I mean, look at what Martin Luther King did. Who did he love? Did he love his people or did he love white women? I mean, they called him orgy Mike for a reason, right? And then after he seen what was going, what he was doing, what was his last words? I feel as if I led my people into a burning building, a burning house, right? Feeding them what? Lies. Lies of the promised land. Lies of, of the little the children of former slaves and the children of former slave owners, right? Coming together and sitting in the table of brotherhood, right? Like that would destroy your people, man. That would destroy your people, right? It would destroy your people enough that once your brother dies, right? Once your brother dies, you don't even remember your brother. You remember the poor little Amber Geiger sitting across from you and crying her eyes out, and all you can think of is, can I give her a hug? And your brother is just, he's not here no more. Your brother is not here, and all you can think of is giving the murderer a hug, giving this subtile beast a hug, the devil a hug. That's all you can think of. You destroyed, man. Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. If it wasn't for the Most High, right? If it wasn't for this Bible, man. If it wasn't for this truth, if it wasn't for Commander Jerry Hunter, right? If it wasn't for Yahweh teaching us, man, right? If it wasn't for these scriptures, man, the zeal and the spirit that the ISUPK has, right? We would be fools. We'll be following every other religion. We would just be another religion, right? But we're not. We're the home of the truth, right? And if it's not under the ISUPK, if it's not in the ISUPK under Commander Jerry Hanna, it is not the truth.
That's right.
And the truth is not in you. And therefore, because you don't have the truth, right? You're a liar and you do not love. You hate. You hate your own people. You hate the people that you talk to, right? You hate the people that you bring into your congregation. You hate the people that you live with. You hate everyone, right? And most of all, you hate Christ because you're not doing what Christ is telling you to do, right? You're not doing what Christ said to do. You don't understand Christ. That's why. Therefore, you go and search and find everyone, right? Go ahead, Kabadamath, whenever you got it.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
But who?
Esau.
Read that again from the top.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
But Esau have I hated. Jacob have I loved. Who's Jacob? Who's Jacob? Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes, man. The 12 tribes, right? That's where you find blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's who Jacob is. Jacob is the father of the lost sheep. Why would Christ even call us the lost sheep? He would call us the lost sheep because look at where we're at. Look at what we call ourselves: American, Chicano, Mexicans, Mexican American, Dominican, right? Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Black, Afro American, African American, right? We call ourselves every other, we call ourselves what our oppressor gives us, right? We call ourselves what our oppressor gives us or allows us to call ourselves, right? Allows us to call ourselves, right? Because you can't even say that the real Jews are black, because now you are what? You're a hate group. Now what? You're a hate group, because you're taking what? You're taking the Jews, or whatnot, right? Whatever they say, right? But really, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the real Jews, man. You are God's chosen people. Israelites, Yasharallah in the Hebrew, right? And you need to love one another, man. Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together. Gather together, O nation not desired. Can't you see that you're like the number one target and you still don't see it, man? You're the number one target and still and wondering why. And it's just amazing, right? It's like it's crazy how we're surprised. Still, it's gonna be 2022. Something horrible is gonna happen, right? It's like it, you know, somewhere it's just like some hatred is gonna happen to you, some racism is gonna come your way, and you're gonna be surprised, like, how? Why us? Why is it always us? Like, you're gonna be surprised. But if you in here, you're not surprised. When you come in here, you're not surprised of, what your oppressor shows you. You know he's a devil. You know how he acts. He doesn't give a damn. He does not regard the lives of the young or the old. He doesn't give a damn about nothing. He doesn't even give a damn about his own people. Right? So you think he's gonna give a damn about you? He doesn't care about you, man. And he's gonna show his power with his racism. Because that's what real racism is: prejudice plus power. Look it up. You can't have one without the other. They say you cannot come in here. They can refuse you of service. They can refuse you. They can kick you out of Applebee's. They can kick you out of a country that's rightfully yours, right? That they stole from you. They can call you illegals, thieves. They can give you all these bywords just from crossing a border. They can call you whatever they want just for speaking Spanish, just for looking a certain way, just for having style, just for having style, just for wanting to bump your music a little too loud. They can say whatever they want. You can have Karen right by your door. She might as well live right next to you, because every day she has the cops. She's calling the cops for any little thing. You see what I'm saying? They that's how they show their racism. That's how they show their true power. Why don't you gain that power back? Right? Don't you want some power? Don't you want some of that? How sweet would it be to have some power in your hands? You know what I'm saying? Like I know brothers that have that get deported that would just love some power. You wouldn't, you mean to tell me your children are being ripped from your arms? Your daughter is crying for you. All you want to do is comfort her. And two men, right? Sometimes even three, are tackling you down, forcing you, right? Are choking you, are just are putting handcuffs on you, making you look like a criminal in front of your daughter. Wouldn't you? And all you do is just work hard. All you do is just work hard. All you do is just pay the bills. All you do is just feed your family. And they make you look like a criminal. Now your daughter has to ask your rib, right? Her mother, what did daddy do? And all you want to do is look like a hero to your family. Now, is that hate or is that love? Uh, America would never love you. So why pledge an allegiance to the American flag? You know what I'm saying? Like, why pledge an allegiance to the American flag? All right, you should just hate everything that America has done to your people, man. Go ahead, Kabanama, or it's like, was it Parat?
No, I was actually just gonna say in relation to what you were saying about the power. Like, don't you want some of that power? The thing is, like, most of our people don't understand that that power is really supposed to be ours. If I could pull out a precept.
Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, and the 7th verse. It says, "I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth." Like, the people that are supposed to be serving us, they're the ones that are the slave masters and the taskmasters today. Like, that's who's ruling over us, right? The people that are supposed to be serving us, and us, like you was talking about the so-called Mexicans, right? Working in the fields, picking the avocados for 17 cents an hour. We working as their servants, but we're the princes that are on the face of this planet.
Right.
Like, that's why our name is called Prince of the Power, Yasha Allah. But of course, we get treated like the servants. So everything is backwards in America, and under our oppressors.
No, yeah, man. Like, everything is most definitely backwards. I mean, come on, like, they gonna have the woman leading the men. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna have the woman leading the men. Everything in America is backwards. America is, Babylon. America is, Egypt. America is, spiritually all these, captivities that we've been under, and we've been, we've been destroyed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been destroyed in all these captivities. But America, I mean, America, takes the, you know, what do they say? It takes
You said takes the cake.
Takes the cake, con. I was gonna say takes the plate. Like it. Took the whole plate, but takes the cake, because I mean they topped it off with, basically just destroying us into believing that, basically destroying us of our identity. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have an identity in America. In America, when you serve, when you are part of the world, you just a brother, just spiritually just, roaming around thinking, what can I worship? What suits my, religious beliefs? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes me feel like this is the truth, or this is, it makes me feel welcomed, I would say, right? Like, they make you feel like they're just looking for something to believe in, right? And you're not really looking for the truth. You're not looking for your identity. You're not looking for, you're not looking for the blueprints. You're not looking for blueprints. You don't have the guidance. You know what I'm saying? You're not protected, right? The way Commander Jerry Hana, right, protects his people in here, right? Tells them about what to do, corrects brothers and sisters, corrects brothers and sisters, and teaches them how to live right. How to live right, teaches them about their true inheritance, gives them what? Gives them power. Gives them power, man. Like, teaches them all these things, and with all that, man, you get power, man. You get all this power. I mean, come on. What brother doesn't feel power when he denies his flesh? When you can deny that, when you can deny, what everyone in the world, it just easily falls into, right? I mean, look at all these, holidays that they just came by. I mean, brothers, you know how many times I got caught, or how many people said, Happy New Year's, trying to say Happy New Year's, this, and that. I had this one brother call me saying Happy New Year's, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I don't celebrate, New Year's or Christmas. It was like, well, you don't have to, you don't have to celebrate it to say it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just stood quiet. I was like, but anyways, I just want to see how you were doing. I was like, I'm doing good, and then kind of like, trying to stir me into going over to their crib, over to their place, me not knowing that it's already New Year's, right? Not New Year's Eve, already New Year's. I was like, I'm gonna avoid all that, right? Because they're gonna, like, that's the thing. Like, the world wants you to lose that power. Lose that power with what? By serving other gods, by serving, by celebrating these feast days, man. And if you celebrate these feast days, then you will lose your inheritance. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 8. Right? Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 8. Come. Right? And the Christian church, every day, man, they robbing, they stealing, and they're making you lose all that love for the Most High. I mean, what did the Most High say about us? That we are a zealous people, right? A nation zealous, right? Wanting to serve the Most High, right? But not according to knowledge. We want to serve the Most High. Yes, you can see it. Like, brothers, man, come on. Y'all have grandparents, right? Believe and so they believe that they serving the Most High. At the end of the day, because of what their pastor tells them, right? Because they think that their pastor, is telling them that God is with them. They don't teach, they're not serving the Most High the right way. Right? Go ahead, Kabarama.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Right. When Most High divided the nations their inheritance. First of all, divided the nations, right? Divided the nations' inheritance, right? When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bound of the people according to the number of Israel, right? Keep going. Verse 9.
Verse 9. For the Lord's portion.
For the what?
The Lord's portion.
For the what?
The Lord's portion.
Right. Keep going.
Is his people.
Right. Who is his people? Go ahead.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Go ahead.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Right. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Right. So who is the most highest portion? Right. If you saying everyone could be saved, is that a lie or is that the truth? If you saying, you know, we all blessed, right? Is that a lie or is that a truth? Right. So now, what is the Christian church teaching? Go ahead, Pride.
So like I was just gonna say, like some people might not even be able to understand the scripture because it's old English. So when it says that Jacob is the lot of his inheritance, that means the entirety of his inheritance. Like when you say this is the lot of it, that means this is all of it.
Right.
This means that Jacob is all of the Most High's inheritance. That's
Right.
it. So
Like it's like a never ending covenant, right? Give me an everlasting, salvation, right? Like that's the problem, man. That you don't gain nothing by going to the Christian church. What do you gain out of it? You don't gain nothing, man. And more so, you don't gain nothing by dipping yourself in water, thinking that you are clean now, right? That doesn't like if you really want to, if you really loved your members, you would tell them the truth. You would tell them stop getting high. You know they're getting high before the service. You would tell them to stop getting high. You would chastise them, right? What did Christ say? As many as I love, I rebuke, right? Correcting. 1 Corinthians 15:34, right? Awake to righteousness and sin not, for some have not the knowledge of God. I speak this to your shame, right? You did like this. It's a certain, like it's only certain men would come in here, right? And it's like feel like the whole of the whole thing about feeling uncomfortable about telling certain people what they shouldn't do. It just it's not in us. Now, brothers in here love telling brothers not what not to do. I mean, look at look, bro, come over here, sees a brother across the street, or see some. It's just like you gotta stop doing this and that, right? I'm like I'll be one to tell you, like, if I see a homosexual, I'm gonna switch whatever I'm talking about to that. I don't even know what I don't even know what I was talking about. I'm gonna just you gotta stop being a homosexual, and then boom, out of the nowhere, they gonna get offended, right? But really, I'm telling you this not to offend you. I'm telling you this to help you, right? Because this is real love, right? Isn't that what real love is? Telling you the truth, right? That's real love. Love should be telling you the truth. Hate should be telling you a lie. Because if they lying to you, what are they hiding from you? Right? Go ahead.
like I have a precept.
Go ahead.
So like this precept is Leviticus the 19th chapter and the 17th verse. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him."
Right. Man, like, why would you even lie to your brother? Why would you even lie? Like, that's how you know the Christian church isn't the truth, man. If everybody says, so I don't even hear nobody saying that they got the truth. It's like I was about to say, everyone's saying they have the truth, but I don't hear nobody saying that. I just hear, you got to be open-minded. That's what you do hear a lot. I hear that a lot. You got to be open-minded, especially from women. Women are very convinced that you have to be open-minded. You have to open up your heart. You have to, stop, stop being so corrupted by evil and this and that, and it's just so you're wrong because of what you're saying, and you know what I'm saying. Like, little do you know that straight and narrow is the path, right? And few be there that enter into it. Not so many people can come into these classes and say, it's like not so many people could go up to the Most High and say that they love Him. Because what are you showing? You're showing different, man. You love the world, and because you love the world, you hate the Most High, right? Because you open minded, you what? You're naive. You're naive. You're just near to Eve, and you're disobedient, right? And therefore, you don't have the truth. You're a liar, and you do not love no one. You love yourself. You love yourself, and really, you hate everyone. Go ahead, Kabarama.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
Right, an everlasting salvation. Why are you giving why are you telling everybody this that everyone's gonna be saved? Right? Repent. Jesus. A lot of Jesus, a lot of what do they say? Uh Hallelujah. Hallelujah, or I don't know. The only one that really sticks to me with Christians is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, I love you, God. You know that one, right? Jesus Christ, I love you, God. God. It's like you know what I'm saying? But it's like all that break dancing, all that, it doesn't matter how many times you say the Most High's name. Really, it's not even His real name, right? But it doesn't matter how many times you say you love the Most High, right? Your actions at the end of the day is gonna speak louder than your words, man. Your actions, right? Be not hearers of the law, but doers, right? Because don't just hear what the priests and prophets are saying, right? But actually accomplish, right? Actually do, right? Actually do it. Because you say you love the Most High, prove it. Prove it. Go 90 days without getting high, right? Prove it. Prove it. Go 90 days without go 90 days without eating pork, right? Go 90 days without eating shrimp, lobster. Go 90 days without, and I'm not saying 90 days. I'm just saying, that's what we doing up in here, right? Go through the 90-day, and come into these classes and stay like that. Don't just do it for 90 days, right? Don't just come in here and just, oh, I got my name, boom, boom, boom. That's nothing. Even they that are with us are not. It's like if you come in here and you don't even, as soon as you break the law, right? As soon as you start breaking the law, you stop serving the Most High. You understand? Like as soon as you break the law, you stop serving the Most High, and you leave here. You're not being with us. You're not a member no more. You're not with us no more. You're not one accord with us. Because brothers in here would not do that. Go ahead, Kabbalah.
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 22. Be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only.
Be ye what?
Doers of the word.
Doers, right? When you do something, what does it take? When you do something, what does it take? Go ahead.
Action.
It takes action, right? It takes a action, right? Not just the thought process, right? Not just the oh man. Not it doesn't take a what the new year just came. What do they call that? when they think about losing weight, or that they think about, going to church again, or when they think about doing this. Go ahead.
It's a New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution, right? Look at what resolution means, right? Your New Year's resolution, right? You hear it's the New Year's, right? It's like I don't even want to compare that to this, right? But New Year's resolution, you do all that resolution. I mean, all that New Year's resolution, all these plans of how you're gonna start getting better. I'm gonna work on myself. You know how many women post that on Instagram and Facebook? Oh, this year is me. This is my year. Some women already gave up. They said, I already messed up. This is not even my year. Next year is gonna be my year. But it's like in here, we don't think about the years like that, man. Years are like the world is in vain. It's like the everything in the world is vain. The with the numbers, how long, how this and that, the time period, seasons and whatnot, the holidays. How long? This is not a how long process. It's a everlasting. Like you gonna have to endure forever. Endure, suffer, pain. Go ahead, Salaki.
You wanted that definition for
Oh,
resolution?
Khan, give me that.
The definition for resolution: a firm decision to do or not to do something.
A firm decision. A firme, right? Right. A firm decision on what to do something or not do something, right? I think they're stirring more towards the not doing something. It's like they're not doing what they're supposed to, All them treadmills everybody buying on the online, and they're all using it as a drying stack, just to dry their clothes and whatnot. They all get a membership and they just like stop coming. Go ahead.
So locking because they don't have what you was talking about earlier, that discipline.
Con.
They're gonna make the decision. Yeah, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna get healthy. They're gonna make that decision in their mind, but they're not gonna do the action. So, like you said, they're gonna buy the treadmill and spend $1,000, $1,500 on the treadmill, and they'll use it for 2 weeks. They get tired of it, forget about it, and start hanging, wet clothes on it.
Right. Give me it's like you got any more on that Kabbalah month?
Wow, sir.
Give me Revelations 2 and 15. That's like 25. 2 and 25. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's right, right? What Prague said was right. You do not have any discipline. Right? You don't have any discipline, so you can't have a resolution, right? It's like, am I saying right? Resolution, right? Kind of slack. Resolution, right? You don't have a resolution. You don't have something to stick by, right? I mean, you can't stick by with any of your husbands, right? Any man that you've been with in your life that you slept with. So what makes you think that you're gonna stick with this resolution? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't stick by with this man. So what makes you think that you're gonna stick by with what you said out, the plan that you have for this new year, right? It's because you don't have discipline, man. You don't have discipline. You don't know how to discipline yourself, right? You don't have love for the Most High, right? Go ahead, Kabbalah.
So, like, what verse was that, sir?
25.
Okay. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come.
Right. That which ye have already, hold that fast till I come. Right. Go ahead.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
Right. Unto the what?
End.
Right. He that overcometh. right? And keepeth my works unto the end. Keep going.
To him will I give power.
Will give what?
Power.
Give what?
Power.
Give what?
Power.
Power. Right? Some of you guys don't even want that power, man. I'm talking about the people in the world. You don't want that power. Power over what? Go ahead.
The nations.
Out loud. Read that again from the top.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Right. And to him that keepeth my works. Right. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Imagine getting the power to decide, right? Decide on, who gets to live here and who doesn't. Right? Get the decision of, who gets to, that's the thing. I don't think, because we're so like we gotta think, you gotta think selfish sometimes, man. You just gotta want this power for you, man. For your people, man. You gotta you got this power. You can't just give it to anyone. You mean to tell me you're gonna give this power for weed? You're gonna give this power up for that for pork? You're gonna give this power up for pork, for bacon, brothers giving up you giving up this power for a piece of bacon, pepperoni, just because you want pepperoni on pizza. Ever since you taken off pepperoni off the menu, you can't live any longer. Right? Just because ever since you taken bread and you just and starved yourself, right? Because you have to have pleasure. You have to have pleasure. You gonna give up that power? All right, shit. Oh, that power that you're giving up is going to be given to someone else, man.
That's right.
It's going to be given to someone else because clearly you do not know what to do with it. You don't know what to do with it. You don't even know where to start. You're going to bury it. That's what you're going to do. You're going to bury that talent, right? And make sure it's safe, right? And when your Hawashai comes, you're going to think you did something good. You're going to think you did something good. When you a slothful man, you're a lazy bastard. You're a lazy bastard, and you don't take this work serious. What do? You gonna make I'm trying to think of the word without asking you. You make unity camps. There you go. Give that a like. I always forget. I don't know why, man. I'm just so stuck on calling them, groupies. Because in the school, I remember back in in high school, we used to call certain females groupies, and that's what they remind me of. Some slaggy from my language, but some bitches that just want to come together and talk about get all emotional and not and not come in here talk about how the ISUPK is a hate group, right? Talk about how we are a hate group, but you go with your man and try to punk a brother who can't even defend himself. An old man, an elderly man that can't even defend himself, and try to punk him, right? But you can't come in here. You can't come across the street and come in and punk one of these brothers, man. Because we know how you are. We know how we know how them purple, I'm gonna say maggots. So we won't get flagged.
That's right.
How them purple maggots, duck and hide when they hear gunshots. And hear gunshots, it's like, and the brother who's in the world, he just, he's standing up like, it's an everyday thing. I think that's why they have to go to Russia. I think that's why they had to go to Russia, because it's too dangerous over here, man. It's too dangerous in the hood, right? It just shows you, they're not soldiers of Christ, man. They're not soldiers. They're not diligent enough. They're not diligent enough to serve their own people, man. And that just shows that they do not love you, man. They do not love you. But man, come in here, you'll see brothers go into the streets, right? I mean, ask the Kentucky 8, right? Ask the Kentucky 8. Ask the brothers in Texas that made that mission to Acuna, right? Ask those men, right? And that's why I have so much love for the ISUPK, right? I see men, right? I see real men that heroes are heroes, really. Like it's just brothers that do something that is just super, like supernatural, super, like something that is just you. It's like you never thought it would exist. Brothers like these, man. Brothers like these, man. That it's just you didn't think there was love like this in the in you're searching for love in the world, right? You just got betrayed by everyone. But then you found brothers in the ISUPK, men, right? Men that are willing to risk their lives for you, right? Go into the ghetto and pull you out of that ghetto and turn you into a man finer than gold. Turn you into gold, doc. Breathe life into you, man. Into them dry bones. And just see something out of you. And then now you have some integrity. Now you have morals. Now you have standards. All right, man, that shit is slocky. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And the water to command Jerry Hunter for that, man.
That's right.
Right? The water to command Jerry Hunter for that. And man, it's like, and with that, once again, this is the ISUPK. We're gonna have General Hyman, right? General Hyman, right? Thursday, ISUPK Arizona, right? In Arizona, we have make sure you guys, if you guys can, share the class, share the flyers, right? That follow us on ISUPK Arizona, also on YouTube, right? We're on Facebook, YouTube, right? Follow us on our page. Give it a thumbs up, right? Make sure you check in, right? And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Parak.
These are the ISUPK security announcements. With the ISUPK, start out on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. These are the rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world, and if they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which that brother and sister will court each other. After that 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21, and also in Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. The word tithes means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give it to the Treasury Department or to the teacher. Priest funds, which are free will offerings for the priest, they are not mandatory, but they are whatsoever amount that you would like. The next upcoming holy convocation that we have will be in February. That'll be the Feast of Purim. Also, if you're looking online, You can see the itinerary, the flyer for General Muhammad coming out to Phoenix, Arizona. He'll be out here on this coming Thursday, right? Just in a couple of days. That'll be January the 6th. All right, he'll be out. He'll be teaching a scripture breakdown class, right, live from Phoenix, Arizona. The class location is right there on that flyer if you're watching online. Make sure all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are invited, right? So make sure all of y'all come out and come get this brotherhood like Priest Officer Matazar just talked about this entire class.
Right.
Right? Also, like I said, if you're looking at that itinerary, you can see also Friday we'll be having camp, right? Saturday we'll be, we'll be having a food drive. So it's going to be a very event-filled weekend. Make sure y'all come out and support. All right. Also, if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, make sure that you start wearing all black, and that includes black boots, black shirt, black pants, and black headband and scarf. And with that, we're going to get a teacher a courtesy salute. Mr. Imajim, which means to stand. Imajim Shabbat. Imajim Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yajim Matzah. Class is dismissed.